Okay. Today I'm gonna be doing something only slightly different, maybe. Here it is. Playing some Axiom games. Been playing so much Ysmir. Love it. Still probably my preferred faction, but I'm gonna try something else out. Keep things fresh. Running a little bit tight on time today, but should have just enough to jam at least one game, hopefully two. Okay. At some point, I'd like to do a stream or make a video on a really interesting Reddit post I saw that had the breakdown of the sort of dominant deck lists since the game's inception. Really interesting stuff, and pretty clear stuff. Maybe interesting isn't quite the right word. What will be interesting is how the devs approach it, right? Are they going to want to? I'm going to save this to push priority. Are they going to? Because in theory, what you could do with this game is you could update what cards actually do, and then allow people to maybe when they do the print on demand, order them for like a discount, right, or something to that effect. Now, if they do that, and if it's with like, they're gonna need to be careful, I think, if they do that though, because if it's just with like heroes, I think it's probably fine. But if you're gonna start to do that with like actual cards, you could get into a space where people might think it's kind of a money grab, right? Just keep him tight on resources. Oh, really? Does that? Oh, that's clever. I didn't know that that didn't actually give mana. TIL. Still not bad to have that out of the way for me though. To get him to use that on a token. But Waru and Mac, I think, is sort of the top dog in the meta right now, which quite frankly doesn't come as much of a surprise to me. There's a player on here named Ciarfix, CIARFIX or FAX. I'm not sure which, but very good player. Always plays good decks. But when I saw him playing Waru and Mac, there was a while where I felt like, oh, I have a pretty good understanding of this game. And then I played against his Waru and Mac deck, and I was like, oh, there's levels to this. It's just very clear to me that that deck is very strong. Maybe overpowered is not the word. Maybe overpowered is not the word. But it's very difficult to interact with. Okay, again, could play this here, but just keep what lead we have. This is why Bravos is not good in my opinion. It's just, like, the cards are good. The cards are fine. But as efficient as it is playing to curve, they cost so much, right? Like, in this game, you don't really want to play to curve, actually. Like, if you're playing something that costs your entire turn's worth of mana, that's not good in this game. Not unless it does something really, really insane. Yeah. I think all the Bravos heroes, too, are generally underpowered. Hey, James. I'm good. How are you? If you don't mind me asking, are you a French viewer? I've been looking at my analytics, and it seems like most of the people who tune in for however long are from France. Just curious. Could switch sides again. Draw a card for it. And yeah, nothing else to do here. But okay, so the heroes in Bravos, like, I think you'd have a hard time explaining to anyone or convincing anyone that Atsadi Surge is somehow better than Traix, the Axiom late game hero that draws cards once it has 5 scrap counters on it. Because this caps out, right? Like, you can only play cards that get so expensive. When you play a character with a hand cost greater than or equal to the number of heroism counters, draw a card, I gain a heroism counter. But costs only get so high. Traix can infinitely keep drawing, no matter what point the game gets to. And there are a lot of heroes like that that have abilities that just keep scaling, that don't cap out anywhere. We will pitch Foundry mechanic here. And put Jellyfish in? Or do I want to put anything in? I can play this. I don't think yeah. Shoot. Yeah, I'll put Jellyfish in. Oh, a first-time viewer. Are you not familiar with the game? I could probably benefit to myself to slow it down and maybe explain some of this. I hadn't considered that maybe some people are tuning in having not maybe played it for themselves yet. So basically, this game is played on 2 sides. If you're familiar with Magic, having like a battlefield, right? In this, there are 2 battlefields, right? Like an eastern and western front, if you want to imagine it that way. And you have this board in the middle that functions as like a map. And you'll see, like, there are these symbols here that tell you. So his token is right here, right? And it has all 3 of the element symbols. So he just needs to beat me with any of those 3 nature symbols, water, earth, or nature. So he has a 4/4/0. So if I wanted to stop this, I would have to have something that has a 4 in nature and a 4 in earth to prevent him from progressing. And the objective of the game is to get your 2 tokens to meet anywhere on this map. Okay. Interesting that he would mana reap the Jellyfish. If I play this here, so if I play this here, I can make a 2/2 there as well. and match him in earth and nature and pass him in water, and I will move both of my spaces. Which I think, actually, I think that wins me the game. Because see, my tokens are only one space away. So if they both move, they'll both meet on that space. And that's it. GG. Sorry if that wasn't a very good explanation. I've actually not tried to teach anyone to play yet. That's something I had not thought about or considered. Yeah, I should have time for at least one more here. I do feel like this game plays unlike most other card games. I generally disagree with the notion that it's non-confrontational. I'm not sure what that would mean. I mean, you're competing for each side of the board, right? If you want to depict it as a battle in your head or an exploratory adventure, it makes no difference to me. I mean, you can technically do the same thing in Magic. It's just, it's themed as a battlefield, right? I think it's more of a marketing spin than anything else. Do I just pass here? Go to reserve from expedition. You may return another card from reserve. Can't do that this turn. Don't like playing that way. I don't like spending all my mana before my opponent plays anything. But I think this is a pretty decent setup for turn 2. Like, this can't beat either of these by itself. That'll cost half his mana. Or we could pitch it for the discount. Flamel, okay. Okay, so he blocks me and passes me on right. I take left. We stay even. That's probably good for me though, because he didn't get Flamel's ability, which is pretty powerful. Yeah, I'm generally pretty disappointed with how Bravos' hero lineup has shaped up. It just seems like even the ones that are decent are just on par with like sort of the standard power level that they aimed for. which is that the heroes should be able to generate like one power, one boost worth of power each turn, or the average of. Okay, so that blocks. If I play this right, I'm passing right, and I can make a bug left. So I'm threatening both sides. Which he can probably stop one of, but not both. Well, not just stop. He could probably play this here and beat me right, I beat him left. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Shame to get rid of any of those. I think Axiom is pretty efficient. I think these cards are pretty good. And I think they're doing well here. But I do not like this playstyle. I keep playing into him, into a position where like he gets... It's entirely dependent on how he responds to me. Nice. Not for me. Nice for him. He's gonna get ahead here. Or I would expect. Actually, don't know that he can. Yeah, he could pitch this and play Flamel here if he wanted to. Or pitch this. Interesting. Maybe he still does it here. Pitch this, play Martingale. Yeah, okay. Wouldn't feel so bad about that if he hadn't gotten the brass bug hive. um... Can't lose any more territories now. Yeah. He's got this. I had a feeling playing brass bug hive there was a risk. But I thought like I would be like sort of giving up territories that turn in exchange for keeping the hive. But I lost both territories and the hive, so not ideal. Well played by him. And that's it. Alright, this was a short one. Not that they're typically all that long, but shorter than usual. Like I said, I am in a bit of a rush today, unfortunately, but I'll try to be back on maybe later today, but probably tomorrow at the very least with some more games. Alright, if you stopped by, tuned in, or watched the VOD, I appreciate you taking the time to do so. Alright, till next time.